Next, we have to see JavaScript events. We have already studied events in our 11th level. Events are actions which are done by the user or an application that occurs on the web page. So, if we are going to click, that is the event which is done by the user, the action which is done by the user, and it is going to reflect on the web page. So, events that we have studied are keyboard events, on key press, on key down, on key up, mouse events, on click, on mouse over, on mouse out, on mouse move. These are the different mouse events that we have seen. Okay. Now we have more events that we have to study. First one, on blur. When user leaves field or of the element. Now if we have a form and we have a text box, if we come out of the text box, then on blur event occurs. On focus, similarly, when the element gets focused. On change, when the text in the element is going to change, this event will occur. On select occurs when some of the text is selected in the text box or any element. On submit, when you are clicking on the submit button. On reset, when the reset button is clicked. On load, when the page or image is loaded. Okay. On unload, when the page is unloaded or if it is closed. Okay. So we'll see these events in the program. So this is the first one. Here we have two events, which is onload and on unload. So here we have doctype HTML, HTML, head, events, head, closes, body. Now we have to write onload event when the page loads. That means page is loading when the body is starting. So this is the onload event. Onload equal to first. When it is going to load, it is going to call the function first. So let's see what we have written in function. Function first, document.style background color is orange. Okay, so this is when the event is fired, when it is going to start, it is going to have background color as orange. On unload, there is a different function which is last. So last function has document.body.style.background color is gray. So when the page is going to unload, at that time background color will change to gray and we can see a message as page unloaded. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Onload and on unload. Okay, so this is where the page is already loaded. Where the page is loaded, color is orange. Let's press F5. When we are pressing F5 over here, page unload and the color is also changing to gray, but it is very fast. When you are pressing F5, at that time, first the page is unloading and then the page is loading back again. So in that case, we can see the message also, and we can see, you can see the gray color because of this, and the message okay. When you press OK, page will be loaded again because F5 is refresh the page. So here this is happening over here. Okay. And okay. So this was deleted from here. I have just retyped it. So this is your load and unload. Let's look at another events. Now over here we have a form. Okay. We have a form. Name is F1. On submit and on reset we shall talk about in a while. Enter name. This is the text which will be printed. Enter name. Input type is text. When you write input type is text, get a text box. On blur B. So when it is on blur, it will call function B. On focus, function F. On select, it will call function SEL. On change, it will call function C. Okay. So these are the different functions I have written for this one text box. Depending on the requirement, you can write one function, two functions, or you can write it for separate text box. Then Over here we have input type is submit and we have input type is reset. So this is our form. Let's see what happens when it is blur. Blur function B is called. Over here we have written H1 script language is JavaScript function B. This is the function B. Document.body.style.background color is gray. So this is blur. Here it gets the focus. Blur, when I am moving out of the text box, this is blur. Okay. Now focus, we've already seen the F function is called document.style.background color is orange. So when the text box is getting focus, when you are clicking in the text box, the background color is changing to orange. Next, I am just typing over here JavaScript. Okay, so this is JavaScript. I am selecting the text. After selecting, we are getting the message as selected because function sil is called and it says selected. You can also see that the color is changed to gray because it is focus is changed. Get focus over here. Now I am going to change some text. Okay, so text is changed because here we have called function C. It says alert text change. I hope you have understood how these functions work. Okay, when it is going to blur, function is going to call. When you are going to get a message at that going to put a focus at that time, some function will be called. So depending on the requirements, you can write the body of the function. Okay, now coming to submit and reset. Now this submit and reset, they are events of the form. On submit, sub function will be called. On reset, rep will be called. So we have alert value submitted, alert values cleared. So let's see. Submit, get a message box completed. Here I'll just type in something and I click on reset. Text is also changed, so that function is also called, and reset is also showing values cleared. Okay, so this is about your different events that you can use in your JavaScript. Okay.